Philadelphia. I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gargano Show.
Good morning, everybody. Live from the Xfinity Studios. This is the Anthony Gargano Show. We're presented by the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. Man, it's rough one last night. How much do you guys hate the Mets? Oh, God, I hate them. I hate everything. I hate that stadium. I can't stand those people, those fans. Man, and, you know, Sanchez has been so good. And, it was his shortest outing since May last night. First time he got hit around, man. And I you know, it's funny. Yesterday, I had this feeling like, oh, no, I'm not worried about the Mets. I'm not. I look at them, and they don't have the same magic as they do last year. Minaya hasn't been pitching as well as he did last year, not even close. Remember, he had changed his delivery. He's going tonight. He had changed his delivery, and he looked, and he's been hittable. I mean, last year he changed delivery, looked great. Obviously, we know what happened in the playoffs. And then what happens is this year he's gotten hit. He looks mortal. Peterson looks mortal. But there's something about that team. And as much as I was in a state of, I don't really worry about them. And then last night happens. And you realize that they are the boogeyman in a lot of ways. They just are. And it's funny, but my boy Chase K. Dom hits me up this morning early and says, yo, I want nothing to do with Tampa, the Mets, nothing, and the Celtics. I want nothing to do with those teams. And he's right. There is something about it. I do not want them to, I don't want to play them in the playoffs. Look, I still feel okay. Like tonight is a must win with Luzardo because tomorrow it's Walker and they got a kid, McClain. You're going to know about him. He's one of their phenoms. Really good. All right. He's had a couple starts. He's been pretty dominant. And so I think you got to win tonight because I really worry about winning tomorrow. And, you know, I don't want to stare at a sweep and all of a sudden they're back in a race and they're emboldened. Nah, you got to win tonight. You got to keep that cushion. That is paramount in this thing. The last thing that we need is a September of angst, whether it's, you know, making the playoffs and coming in as a wild card, not winning the division. Like they still have a good lead. You still feel good about them. You just can't get swept. Like then the math comes into play. You just can't get swept. Good morning, VJ.
What's up, dude?
Yeah, I'm a little spooked this morning.
Hey, you were spooked yesterday, it felt like.
I was.
Yeah.
I was in that. Look, we know they're good, but again, losing, again, it goes back to Wheeler, you know, because so much now is on Sanchez to be the dominant ace.
Yeah. There is. And, you know, every ace has their moments, except for Skeens, apparently, but every ace gets beat up every now and then.
I know. It's just them, and it's now, right?
I know. It is the Mets, of course. And they're cheating. They're, like, blinding them with a light thing in the outfield. Harper's like, oh, they're proud. Are we tipping them? The Mets are so good at this. Like, like there's all this weird stuff with the Mets.
It is. And it's what Dom said to me this morning, which is, I want nothing to do with Tampa, nothing to do with the Celtics, and nothing to do with the Mets.
Dude, they struggled so hard against Senga, and they had them. They put up 3. They left a lot of guys on in scoring position. They really could have put 5 up on Senga. So you're like, all right, starting all right. We got Senga finally 3 runs on him. And then Sanchez just didn't look good. I got to say this: if Romano is an option, if you have no one better than him in the minors, in the bullpen, anywhere in your system, at A-ball, anywhere, then this is a complete failure by Dombrowski in the development of this minor league system. There's got to be somebody who can pitch better than Romano at this point.
Well, it's a give up. When he comes in the game, it's
a
give up. You know he has allowed 10 home runs as a reliever. 10 home runs. That's almost impossible to do as a reliever. And 9 of them are 8 of them are 3 runs or more. Like 3-run homers or
He
more.
cut his hair, didn't work. Just get him. Why is he here? You know who Reggie Grabowski is?
Ray Romano.
Do you know?
Pitching on the mound.
Then we're named Reggie Grabowski. He is the only pitcher in Phillies history that has pitched 40-plus innings and has a higher ERA than Romano. 1934, Reggie Grabowski. This is all-time bad, and he's still here. We're like trying to make we're not like in last place with this.
No.
We're trying to make a pennant run.
And here's the thing that is crazy about it, right? Like you go, well, going into the year, he was supposed to be the closer.
Right.
Like, think about that. It all worked out because we got Duran. So Dombrowski fixed that piece of it. But my God.
Look what they've been through with Romano and Alvarado. Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. And the outfield, when you put those pieces together and you see where they are.
That's why yesterday you're all me and the chat, you're like, oh, you're being negative. I'm not trying to be negative, but I'm trying to be realistic. And the Wheeler thing shook me. It just did.
But we're a city who won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles. Sometimes the team rallies.
Listen, sometimes they do.
Yeah.
But you know how many times they don't? A lot more than they do.
I can't.
That's why
I don't want those numbers in my head.
That's why Nick Foles is blue snow. Like the year of the blue snow. That's what that was. Yeah. You know that saying? What really was? There was a year where snow was blue.
There was?
Yeah. That's where that saying comes from. Huh. So the point is that that's rare. I don't want to go in on a prayer, right? Like I want to go in feeling strong.
Yeah.
That's why, listen, nothing we can do about Wheeler. I get it. And I got to work through it. And yeah, they have a chance. I mean, certainly they have a chance. This is a team that's playoff tested, that has had their magic, right? They know what magic feels like. They know what October feels like.
Right.
They got a lot of good veterans, a lot of great ball players. But you just nailed it. You said, man, look at it. Bullpen. Look at that outfield.
No, look at what they've been through. Now the outfield's together, their platoon's working, and the bullpen is better. I mean, they got to get Seth Johnson can't pitch. I mean, Seth Johnson's fine. He's better than Romano at this point.
No, but the outfield's still the outfield. All right? It's still the outfield. There's nothing you can count on as a certainty in the outfield.
I mean, I think you can count on it. I think Bader's a professional hitter.
Okay, but there's a tree in my backyard that's a Bader tree. Like listen, I like him too. Yeah. I liked him before they got him.
I know.
I told you.
I know.
But when you start stacking outfielders across baseball in the National League of power teams, compare this outfield to any other team.
And they're in first place. Sounds like a blue snow team. Maybe it's blue snow for the Phils.
Need Bon Jovi.
Peeling onion is calling you Cusmudgeon.
How can I be Cusmudgeon?
Can I say? I will say.
No, but seriously, peeling onions. I need you. I'm just expressing angst. Like I don't know how I'm not supposed to feel angst.
Angst is fine. I'm glad you're getting it out. I'm here for this. I enjoy this.
No, but like it's not about being negative or being a curmudgeon. I'm looking. Listen, I've been through a lot of freaking Octobers, man. I've seen a lot of stuff. I look at the other. I watch the other teams.
Mm-hmm.
I have a source of worry. I freaking hate the Mets. They scare me. All right, like the last thing, they got to win tonight. You got to win tonight.
I mean, I'll say they can't get swept. That's where I'm at.
Well, I got news for you. Tomorrow is not looking good.
I know.
Because I don't believe in Walker, and the kid McClain for them is really good.
He's had a couple nice outings.
No, he's legit. Mm-hmm. So you got to win tonight because you can't get swept. You get swept, and you know this team.
They cannot get swept.
This team can't. I don't. You don't have Wheeler to go every 5 starts to stop it. No, that's my only. Listen, that's my fear. I'm just laying it out.
I hear you.
Like, I mean, I had trouble sleeping last night after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like Sanchez, I need Sanchez to lock that team down. I get it. It's one game. I'm not going to make a federal case out of it, but it worried me. And that team, that freaking team, I freaking hate that. I hate Alonso. I can't stand them. Nimmo.
Yeah.
I hate their stadium.
They're a bunch of trolls.
They may be. Look, the Cowboys are so pathetic that I say, you know, I'm always going to hate them. They're like the ultimate hate team, right? But, you know, they're benign.
Yeah, that hate's always there.
Yeah, but as far as
they don't make you incensed right now.
Right, like the Mets remind me of the Devils. Like,
don't even say that.
They just remind me of that
Kevin Stevens.
I can't stand them.
Scott Stevens, one of the Stevens.
I don't know what it is, but it's the stadium. Like,
dude, their stadium is ugly. They did an exterior shot, and I was like, "This is like their new stadium,
right?
This is their new stadium,
like compared to Citizens Bank Park. Like we're
yes.
baseball. I hate to say baseball heaven because that was St. Louis, but that's what we are.
Have you heard about baseball heaven?
What?
It was a nug, but you brought it up. Baseball heaven. Cards attendance last night. Want to take a gander again?
No, I didn't say it.
17,675. The first time they've ever been under 20,000 at Busch Stadium.
Wow. Are you serious?
Yeah. Baseball heaven is kaputs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's weird you brought up baseball heaven. I was going to bring it up later.
No, but compared to Citizens Bank Park and what that feeling is like and the whole thing, and you look at Citi Field and ew, everything about them, Mr. Met, like they're just
the stupid apple,
right?
The apple that pops up.
It's such a dirtball franchise.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like that's kind of what it is.
Ray Knight.
It's a dirtball franchise. It's always been. Like, say what you want about the Yankees. The Yankees are regal, right?
I agree. Yes.
The Yankees are the Yankees.
Yes.
That's what they are. The elite. They're the elites, right? They are. And you can't even say anything other than they're the elites.
Right.
I mean, you know.
Yeah, you respect them.
Respect is there.
Yeah.
But that dirtball Mets franchise, ew.
Yeah.
It's an ew franchise. And I freaking hate losing to them.
Like, why is it the Mets that they had to have this thing with, right? We had a thing. They had a thing with the Marlins were always tough to beat, but now it's this thing with the Mets.
Spell the Nats with a G.
Oh, Natitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this thing with the Mets right now is going on. It's like 3 years now.
I know.
I don't understand it.
I know.
I mean, there's some Astros people on their staff. Maybe they're cheating. I mean, they got to be doing something weird. Got to be doing something weird.
They stink. Like, I look at them. Like, their lineup is decent. I'm not saying they stink, but their pitching is not good.
I mean, Manaea's going today. What's his ERA? 5.5?
Oh yeah, he's been getting knocked around.
As he should.
So
He'll come out tonight with
forget me, right?
Knuckleball. And
right, like that's what forget
10
me.
Ks tonight.
But like, and whoever said it yesterday, you said it, and then somebody else said it about. I guess it was Murphy or you and Murphy said it yesterday about listen, the Phillies barrel up good pitchers. Right, you brought up the Cease,
yeah,
from the Padres,
especially right-handed,
right?
Yeah.
Like right-handed, good pitching,
good pitchers.
Like the Phillies will barrel up. It's just a slop.
They can't hit the junk ballers.
Oh God! Listen, I'm not trying to be. I feel bad when Peter London says something.
You got people in here.
No.
I'm selectively trolling. Selecting comments. Other people are saying you're being realistic.
I'm not trying to. I don't want to put a downer. I'm obviously not. I want to get pumped up. We got football starting next week.
Yeah.
Right. Eagles. It's going to be it's a great time of the year.
We're 9 days out.
College football, big weekend.
I do think Topper. I was surprised Topper had Sanchez come back out for the 6. You could tell he didn't have his stuff.
He didn't have it.
Like Topper, I think should have been a little earlier with the pool.
I think the issue is there's not a lot of guys they trust middle relief.
Right. When you're going to bring in Joe Ross.
I mean, where are you looking at?
Right.
The only guy you trust is Banks. And how many times are you going to use him?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, as a base, a guy who's covered.
You got Banks, then you count on Strom and Kerkering, and then that's it to get to Duran.
So as a guy who's covered baseball, like you would think Gage Wood is better than Romano. Is it an innings thing? Does he pitch too many innings in college? Like, am I crazy to think he would be better than Romano right now?
No.
I mean,
no. Listen, I think they need to. I think they're too conservative with their young players. And I would have Painter up here tomorrow. Like, I would.
You wouldn't be worried about making him come in as a reliever, though? Or you as a starter?
No,
starter?
I would start.
Oh, all right.
I would start him. I would go to a 6-man rotation. And because I think Nolan needs it. I think Sanchez could use it. I would go to a 6-man rotation. I would bring up the kid.
Especially with Wheeler out, because he was the only one who really hated the
exactly.
Yeah.
And I think Sanchez, not that, it's one start, who cares? I get it. But I would have Painter up here. I would go to a 6-man, and I want to see the kid because I think part of me throws out the AAA thing.
I just think he's bored.
I think you get bored.
Disappointed.
That one bad start he had faced the team for the second time. Let the kid come up and let's see. I've seen it. Dude, I've seen kids that in AAA start to get hit and then come up and they're lights out in the big.
Right.
So I think you need it because then you can figure out, what you in the playoffs. You'll have a bunch of arms that you could use that are not Romano, Ross, those stiffs.
We got in the chat Juan Cheesy. Oh, Juan Cheesy, a Mets troll in the chat.
Oh no!
He's going to be another. He said Phillies don't want to face the Mets in the playoffs. It's going to be another whipping.
Oh!
Sammy UK, we lose all 3, we will lose the division. What's going on out there? They're 6 games up. Come on, people.
No, but you understand that you just can't get swept. I know it's the obvious.
I know it doesn't mean they lose a division. I mean, it makes it a little tougher.
No, but you don't want to.
Still got a 4-game lead with 30 games left.
Right, but do you feel knowing that this team can go into a funk?
With the Mets, who do the Mets have after this?
What if the Phillies lost 7 in a row at Citi Field?
Dude, the numbers are astronomical.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
The Mets go to Miami after this. That'll be good. But then they got the Tigers, the Reds, Phils, Rangers, Padres, Cubs. Mets got a tough haul.
They do, but you've been through this. You've been through this before. We've seen stuff. You don't. Again, I don't want to risk it.
You're living in the past, man.
I'm not living in the past. I'm living squarely in the present, and I just want to win tonight. If they win tonight, I'll be Jolly Charlie tomorrow.
I miss Jolly Charlie. I want Jolly Charlie.
2 days of me being nervous.
I know.
I can't express being nervous.
No, we can't handle it. If you're nervous, the whole city's gonna jump out the window.
No, it's the nerves are from having seen all this stuff a lot and kind of reading into it. I mean,
I appreciate your realistic outlook. I think it's great. I love hearing this. It settles the nerves. It does, because there are things that we should be worried about, and we shouldn't just gloss over things with rose-colored tinted glasses saying that the Phillies are going to be all right. There are concerns.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's not saying that they won't make a run and it won't be a red October. It's just sometimes you got to get through. You got to get through it. That's all.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not concerned at all, but I feel good. I mean, as someone had just mentioned in the chat, they're look around, no one's been bulletproof in this National League.
No,
everyone has their stretches where they look terrible for 8 out of 10.
Exactly right. Which is worrisome.
I mean,
in this sense, that when you put these old teams together in a pool,
it's
impossible. It's impossible to predict.
Yeah,
it's going to be how you're playing.
This is all your fault. You wanted flutters. You wanted all these flutters before kickoff. We're not going to get flutters. Now we got nothing but flutters. Our whole stomach's of flutters. Yeah. Can't even eat. I got no appetite with these flutters.
Yeah. All right, we got lots to do today. EJ Smith is going to join us to talk about the Birds, as today is roster cutdown day. All the moves that will be made. We'll check in with the brain. Baldy. Oh, no,
this guy.
Baldy had a premonition.
I hate feeling a little, Baldy, what are you doing? He gives me such joy in this world.
Can I say one thing to warm you both up?
Yes, please.
Single digits until kickoff.
Yeah, I know, dude. So we're in. Now it's fun times.
Yeah.
It's fun times. Labor Day weekend,
Yep.
right? So you can see it. You're right. We are a week from Thursday
9 days. Ooh,
until,
baby.
until the beatdown.
Woo!
That's going to be great.
That'll fix you up.
That's going to be great. The
That'll fix you up.
Beatdown's going to be awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
also 9 days is also Nick Foles' number. Just saying, we're
Yeah,
we're
man.
at Foles Day.
All right. That's good.
Yeah,
Foles Day. Love Foles Day. All right, we got that. And then
it's better than Joe Pisarcik Day.
yes. And we have Brad Inglesby and Jeremiah Zagar joining us. So Brad did mayor of Easttown and got Delco on the map. I mean, the whole country took it by storm. There was an SNL bid on it. I mean, it's fascinating. Jeremiah was the director of Hustle. Two guys come together to do a new show called Task, and it's going to be awesome. We saw the trailer yesterday. It's going to be great. So we're real proud of Brad and Jeremiah. They're going to join us 10:30 to talk about the new show that will debut on HBO middle of September. So we're going to have some fun with those guys today. Busy day as always. Let's take care of some business. Let's talk about Rothman and our good friends at Rothman Orthopedics. Yeah, aches and pains.
Yep.
Aches and pains. Listen, it starts when you're 30. All of a sudden, old injury, aches and pains a little bit. There's a remedy, and it's called Rothman Orthopedics, all right? They have a team for every body part in our backyard. So whatever is ailing you, from an old injury flaring up to new ones you may have incurred, you go to Rothman Orthopedics, and could be anything. Could be back, neck. In fact, VG and Andrew both had neck issues, both fixed by Rothman. I had a torn Achilles tendon, fixed by Rothman. The knee, right? Whatever it is that's bothering you, hand, wrist, elbow, shoulder, you go to Rothman. Rothman Orthopedics. It's all about evidence-based care. I mean, they do everything. Commitment to restoring your mobility is number one on their list. They want to get back to doing what you love, all right? ASAP. That's what Rothman Orthopedics is about. Don't let pain put your summer on pause. Visit RothmanOrtho.com/PHLY to book your appointment today. Get back to doing what you love. Pain-free. Rothman Orthopedics, getting you back to your game is their mission. All right. Now let's talk about the Ford F-150. How about it, BG?
I like a big Ford.
Legendary Ford F-Series. The best-selling trucks in America for 48 straight years. All right, now the F-150 blends work-ready toughness with modern-day tech and luxury. All right? I mean, what they have to offer, 6 powertrain options, hybrid, fully electric, lightning model, all right? They have the best in class of towing, up to 14,000 pounds, depending on configuration. They have the Pro Power onboard that turns your truck into a mobile generator, which is perfect for job sites or tailgating.
Tailgating, yes.
All right?
Yes.
Hey,
Get a band playing in that flatbed.
yeah, you have a band. You can have all kinds of devices to watch other games.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff. Military grade aluminum alloy body, tough, lightweight, corrosion resistant. They have interior work surface that folds out to become a desk inside your truck. All right, smart, convenient. Max recline seats offer nearly 180 degree of recline. Great for naps or during a break. You want to just lounge back, man, in the truck.
Good
Yeah.
lunchtime nap.
Yeah. Tailgate work service is a carpenter's dream. Ruler, clamps, built right in. They have a 360-degree camera system that helps with trailing, parking, off-roading, select drive modes, mud, sand, snow, tow haul, eco. I mean, they got it all. They have the regular cab, the super crew, plus bed lengths to fit your needs. For more information, just visit your local Ford store, the F-150. All right. Cut down today. Big day today in Birds Land.
Big day everywhere. You think Dom going to put a word out? Tommy Cutlass got caught today. Dom going to bring him in?
No.
No?
No, Tommy Cutlets will not be here. I can tell you. But you know who is here?
Who?
E.J.
Oh, yeah.
Smith.
Give me that E. Give me a J. Give me an E.J. Give me that E.J. Smith.
Xfinity Mobile guest line, our man from the All PHLY Bird Show, E.J. Smith. Good morning, my brother.
Oh, what's going on, guys? Big day, like you said.
Yeah, big day. What do you see already? We know that Kyle McCord was waived. Do we expect him to be re-signed for the practice squad?
Yeah, I would say so. I feel like, he didn't have the best summer. He definitely didn't feel like a good third quarterback option, especially with Tanner McKee kind of dealing with this finger injury or this thumb injury. So I feel like Sam Howell's a more credible backup to go into the season if you do need him to, be that spot backup for a few weeks. But I think McCord still has some upside as a potential backup quarterback down the road. So I'd see him. I could definitely see him making it to the practice squad, and I don't think he's really at risk of going through waivers. As far as like the rest of the guys that got cut, I'd say Andre Sam is the one that I was the most surprised by. Felt like he had an outside chance to make the roster, and I think that he's another one that if they can get him back to the practice squad, they'd be excited to get him back.
So what are you looking at the rest of the day when it comes to the roster configuration?
Yeah, the trades that they've made are indicative of what I think is also going to come, which is that there are a few position groups where they kind of saw a young guy throughout the summer, gave a young guy a chance, and now they have to ask themselves, are we going to prioritize maybe getting somebody with a little bit more experience, a little bit more trustworthy in that spot? Or do we want to give the young guy a chance going into the regular season? So somebody like Anias Smith, I think, is a good example of that. There are going to be proven returners that will be available to the Eagles in the next few days. I'm curious if Anias Smith gets a roster spot, and then if he keeps that roster spot over the next few days. And then really on cut down, like in terms of guys who I think are really on the bubble, aside from Anias, I think Ben Van Sumeren's one. I know that Fran and I disagree on this. I feel like you could make an argument for him being on the 53 because of his special teams value, because of the wrinkle that he offers offensively. I don't think they're going to use him a ton, but I think he could have a role offensively. So is he somebody that they think they'd be better off putting on the practice squad? Or do they just roster him? And Brett Toth is another one that's like that. It's like they don't need to have him on the initial 53, but you can make an argument that he's earned it. He's had a lot of snaps with the first team offense. So there are a few guys I think that could really, Bo and I are really competitive about this 53-man roster competition. And there are a few guys I've got my eye on going in today, and Ben Van Sumeren and Anias Smith are definitely two of them.
How does let's look at some of the defensive groupings. Let's go level by level. Obviously, defensive line. How do you kind of see that playing out? And today's a day where you think that they'll try to add some depth there, maybe?
Yeah, they definitely could. Byron Young is the player I'm keeping a close eye on today at the defensive line. I feel like the other five guys are mostly locks. Like, Gabe Hall had a really good summer. I'd be surprised if he didn't make it. And Byron Young's an interesting one because he has that ability to be a second nose tackle in that rotation behind Jordan Davis. And Vic Fangio has been really effusive in his praise of Byron Young all summer, which, Vic he's a great shooter. Like, he's not going to, tell you that he's really impressed with a player that he's not actually all that into. So I feel like Byron Young, I had him on. He's probably my 53rd man. So, I think that really does speak to he's right on that bubble. I could see a world where they don't keep him, especially like you said, if there's a veteran player that they can trust a little bit more. I could see him just missing the cut and ending up on the practice squad. I think they could get him to the practice squad. But again, this year, this wasn't the toughest year. When you were looking at those final 3 or 4 players on the roster, you kind of were like, I don't want to say picking your poison, but it wasn't a crowded group at that point. You're kind of just picking the guys that you slightly prefer over the other ones. They're not as deep at that point on the roster as years past, and that's just the nature of having a top heavy roster, right? If you have a lot of guys that are really talented at the top, you might suffer at the bottom a little bit.
Do you do you think your own self that they need more depth on the edge? Because I do. I'm a little concerned. The two areas I think obviously that concern us is edge and the secondary. You hope that Bennett wins it, and then you guys just gotta hope Makuba gets healthy quick. That hamstring doesn't linger.
Yeah, no, I mean, edge depth is definitely something I mean, they have to do something, right? You look at this group and it feels like even if it's not in the next few days, by the time that the Eagles are playing the games that they expect to play against the types of opponents that they expect to play against, when you get to December and January, like you need to have a pass rush that you trust to get home without sending extra help. Against the best quarterbacks, blitzing can get you in trouble a lot of different ways. And you think it back to last season when Brandon Graham went down, like having that Nolan Smith, though that Jalix Hunt, having those guys to step into those roles is important. Nolan Smith, his play style, I think we can all appreciate the way that he plays, but he's also been injury prone in part because he is such a physical player. It kind of cuts both ways with him. So, and even Jalix Hunt, like he had a good summer, but you're telling me that he is the Josh Sweat replacement out and out? I don't know. It's not like the Eagles to not have this much depth going into a season at edge. I think the Flyers, they took on Azeez Ojulari and Josh Uche. Uche looks decent. I think he could be a designated pass rusher, but I don't know. Both like on early downs and then really having that rotation, so that if you do suffer an injury or two at that position, you feel good. I just feel like they're missing something at the bottom of that rotation, and I think the next couple of days they'll have an opportunity to address it, and then I could see a world where it even lingers into the season and into the trade deadline.
So the way they're built, I mean, I think the luxury that the Eagles have is they have such talent in certain spots that will help those other spots. Like, for example, like their D line should be really good. Obviously, Jalen Carter is going to be a stud, right? So that helps. And because I think they have really good depth, right? Ojimo is legit, right? Like, you have guys that can get pressure, and that should also help the edge. And then they have great linebackers. They have, obviously Cooper and Quinyon will really help kind of, settle down the secondary.
Yeah, I mean, it's champagne problems, right? They definitely have talent at all three levels. And it is interesting you mentioned that. Like, I feel like the interior defensive line rotation this year is sort of in line with what you hear a lot of guys talk about in the last few years, a trend in the NFL, which is that interior pressure is more valuable than edge pressure. Good quarterbacks can step up and avoid those edge guys. And when you've got Jalen Carter collapsing the pocket in your lap, that is a lot more disruptive. So to your point, like, if their edge group, it looks exactly the same. I don't think it will because, just looking at it, there should be opportunities to improve it. But even if it does look exactly the same, I think you're right. It's like, the interior line is still going to be able to get pressure. And honestly, that's where Vic Fangio being creative. We've seen it even in training camp with some of these exotic fronts and, Jahad Campbell and Zach Bond having the versatility to rush from the edge in a pinch and change the front. There are going to be ways for Vic Fangio to compensate or insulate for those guys. But it's different because as a guy who's covered the Eagles for 7 years now, you're used to seeing the edge group be kind of the ones that set the table. I think that they might have to work around that group a little bit more. But again, they are in a good position to do that for sure.
So it's interesting. I had this talk with Spags a while back about the most valuable pressure, right?
Yeah.
Because he's such a blitzer and like he loves going zero and sending everybody, but we talked about the value of inside pressure because what it does is, first of all, every quarterback hates it because it's in your face, right?
Yeah.
And you got to be quick with it. And why it's so valuable is the quarterback has to go left or right, which cuts off half the field.
Right.
So by doing that, you're automatically getting your defense in a plus situation because if you're able to get that pressure and get penetration, half the field's cut off already.
Yeah, and it's tougher to get in a way because you usually need two guys. The Eagles have learned that
you're going to
too.
block down. If you're the O-line, you're blocking down because you're taught to protect at all costs the interior.
Yeah. Right. And, Jalen Carter, like all the years where Fletcher Cox didn't have a good running mate, we saw that teams would just zero in on him. And honestly, like teams won't have that luxury this year. I mean, Moro Ojomo had one of the best training camps of anybody we've seen this summer. Like, I think that they are going to be deep at that position. And yeah, if they can get pressure with those guys, which we think they can, that edge group will be less in the focus.
So, secondary, what are you kind of seeing that corner spot, between Bennett and Adoree Jackson, and what happens to Ringo?
Yeah, I feel like Ringo, and I'll include Sidney Brown in this too. I almost wonder if they're better fits in a different system at this point. Like if you told me like Keely Ringo is like a cover 3 corner, turn and run, physicality, he fits that really well. And obviously the Eagles do run a lot of cover 3, but not in the same way that you expect those Seattle cover 3 defenses to work. So he's a guy that I think if the Eagles could get something, it would be interesting to hear what they could get for him. The same thing goes with Sidney Brown. Again, like if you told me
he's
he was
a box safety,
defender,
man.
he's exactly. Yeah. If he's see ball, get ball, that's perfect for him.
Yeah.
So, those are two guys I think, I have them on my 53. I expect that they'll make the team, but I also do wonder that if there's an opportunity to add somewhere else, if those are the trade chips that you have at your disposal, because they're not necessarily ideal fits for what the Eagles are asking of them. I thought Adoree Jackson was somebody who he could have ended up not on this roster. I feel like the fact that he's a veteran, that they would have been able to maybe, bring him back after week 2 with a non-guaranteed salary. The fact that nobody separated themselves makes me think that he is probably your week 1 starter and therefore not expendable. Maybe Jacorian Bennett can overtake him in the next few weeks, but I think he needs to be on the initial 53. So, I thought about maybe some games there, but I think the fact that nobody separated themselves kind of was really good news for Adoree Jackson, not necessarily for his pursuit of starting, but for his roster spot. I think he secured it by the nature of that competition dragging out as long as it has.
Yeah, and I kept telling you, I kept hearing that I think they want Bennett to win it because I think they look upside that he could be credible at that spot more so than Adoree Jackson. But, that has to happen.
You got to show it, right? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you got to get it. Like it takes a minute, especially in Vic's system, it takes a minute to get fully comfortable with it.
Yeah, I talked to him after the 3rd preseason game, and he talked about how he is trying to get to a place where he can play free and he can play without all of the rules kind of, in his head and slowing him down. And it's not necessarily what you want to hear, but it's understandable. He's only been here a few weeks. And I mean, you hear from different guys, different things. Some guys will tell you cover 3 is cover 3, cover 4 is cover 4. But I feel like in a Vic Fangio system, that actually is not the case. There are a lot of rules because they use a lot of those match coverages. There are a lot of, you need to know, the inner workings of that scheme. And there's definitely like a graduate level of playing in a Vic Fangio system. And I don't think he's there yet. And I think that is probably what we've seen him struggle with at times this summer. But I agree with you. I think the theoretical upside of a guy like Jacorian Bennett's a lot higher than Adoree Jackson. And if you told me that he's like this year's version of like Cooper DeJean, where he isn't a starter week 1, but he comes in week 5 and week 6, and probably not as astronomical a rise as somebody like Cooper DeJean, but like if you told me by week 15 he's a competent starter, I'd believe you because I think it does take a little bit of time, and you need to earn Vic's trust also. So it might just be one of those things that drags into the season, unfortunately.
Hey, what do you think the offense looks like? Right, because the whole offense has been in bubble wrap for the preseason, and we know that September now is an extended preseason that counts.
Yeah.
What do you think it looks like? I'm curious, having spent this whole camp with Patullo, seeing, Jalen and everybody else in practice. What do you think it looks like early?
I still think it's going to run through Saquon Barkley. There were enough days this summer that it looked like Saquon was the driving force for the offense. But at the same time, I feel like Kevin Patullo, he's going to do what we've seen a lot of these coordinators do when they come in. They're going to have like an ideal vision for what they want it to look like. And I think his is going to include more downfield passing and just trying to marry up that run and pass game. We haven't really seen it totally like work that way. We haven't really seen a coordinator successfully marry up the run and the pass the way that they talk about it and the way you see other offenses able to do it. So I think that's going to be the goal. I think that they probably will be able to fall back on just the Saquon Barkley show. I think that that's always the thing that they have in their back pocket, but I do think that they're going to try and open it up a little bit more.
How much Jalen under center are we going to see with the use of play action? I mean, when you have Barkley, it's just a basic tenet that works when you put him under center. And I know he doesn't like it, but it works with play action.
Yeah, it's funny. Like every time it happened during training camp, I wrote under center with a bunch of asterisks next to it. So I made sure to go back in my notebook and look at it. And it was very rare. And the instances that we saw it wasn't necessarily something that was inspiring. So I don't know if my guess is it's a Jalen thing. I think he's been in shotgun offenses for most of his career, probably more comfortable out of it. But I'm with you. I mean, listen, like with the running game that they have, and you see those Shanahan offenses, you see those Sean McVay offenses, being able to make it look the same from an under center look. I remember I talked to Jason Kelsey about this a few years ago about how much more of an advantage you have as an offensive line with under center runs, and especially with fullbacks. So, it's something that I think makes a lot of sense, but not something we've seen a lot of this summer, honestly.
EJ, do you think they're set right now at tight end? Do you think this is the tight end room that they end up with next Thursday?
Yeah, it's a great question. I had Kylan Granson on. It's EJ Jenkins got waived yesterday. So I think if they do keep a third, it's probably Kylan Granson, but he's not necessarily that like inline blocking, dirty work tight end that you kind of would attribute to an offense like the Eagles. So I think they should have opportunities to find those guys. So, again, maybe it's Kylan Granson going into the deadline today, but they make a move there. I don't think they're done there. This is just, again, looking at Kylan Granson as a player and wondering, could they find somebody, especially with how injury prone Dallas Goedert is. You do wonder if you could find somebody that can do that inline blocking job that Dallas Goedert has done in the past. Grant Calcaterra is not really that type of player. He'll do it. He'll give you good effort doing that, but that's not his forte. I do wonder if they could add somebody at that third spot that is more capable of taking on people at the point of attack, because they don't need more pass catchers, right? Like they don't need more guys who are going to command the football. They need guys who are going to open up space for Saquon Barkley and make them tougher to deal with out of 11 personnel if he's the only tight end out there. Or if they go to 12, you want two guys that can push people around. So I do wonder if there's somebody that you could upgrade for the style that they play in the next few days.
Yeah, I will say it's a blessing that Goddard's back. I mean,
yeah,
it really is. I mean, I know that they went into the draft looking for a tight end, and that was high on their list. It was like they're going to draft the two guys the two positions were safety and tight end that they were looking at in that second round. And that was like a big deal for them. And not coming away with it and being able to bring Goddard back was a huge, I thought, panacea.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like you've seen what Dallas Goedert can do. It's rare to find tight ends that are competent in both the run game and the pass game at the level that he is.
He seals the edge. Like, we do not understand how valuable he is as a blocker.
Yeah, and it really just makes the Eagles offense that much harder to game plan for, and it makes them more unpredictable at the snap, because if you always hear it, if you can run out of 11 and throw out of 12, that makes you so much more dynamic as an offense. So no, I mean, he's an important player for what they do, and I do wonder, like, if he goes down, you become more predictable if you have somebody that's like Grant Calcaterra, the receiving tight end, and then you've got a dirty work guy. But at the same time, like, I just like the way that the Eagles run game was like scheme agnostic last year. The way that they didn't matter what you knew they were going to run it. You couldn't stop it because
it's a great line, scheme agnostic. I like that line, EJ.
I wear that line out. I use it a lot if I'm being honest. But no, I think it is true. Where
you
it's
said
like,
it before. I liked it. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they've got gap schemes, they've got inside zone schemes, they got outside zone, and the ability to have a tight end that can just make it like, okay, we're running it, but we're beating you up front, and there's just nothing you can do about it. I do think that would be really important for this offense, especially with how injury prone Dallas Goedert has been.
All right, what's on tap today? Like, for you, I know 2:00 with Bo, but what's tell us about what's happening?
We pushed the show to 4 so that we can do the roster cuts live reaction. I'm going to be down to hear from Nick and Howie, but I'm going to hustle over to the studio afterward. And I think I like my chances of reigning as king of the beat. I think I'm going to go back to back here. So we had a good start yesterday. We just have to keep it going today. I got a leg up on Bo already. So yeah, I think we're trying to keep the crown in house this year.
I love it. 4:00 today, all PHLY Bird Show reacting live to the roster cuts and the configuration of the 2025 Eagles. I love it, brother. Great work, man. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks for having me. See you guys.
There he is, E.J. Smith.
Yeah, Tom Pelissero disagrees with him on Kyle McCord. He put out a tweet about an hour ago saying he expects some teams to be interested in him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was wondering. I think it's almost the peril of you need to win now, right? You are looking at where you're at, and as much as you like to stash McCord, you have to expose him because, God forbid if McKee's out for a couple weeks with the thumb, it lingers, and something happens to Jalen, like you need somebody that's done it.
So if another team grabs him, can they put him on the practice squad, or do they have to put him on the active roster?
Active roster.
Okay.
He would be their third.
Yeah, so someone like the Saints or something, they might as
Right.
well. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. All right. Time out for the brain.
Brain.
Red the Brain Finder.
The brain on the Xfinity mobile guest line. Top of the morning to you, brain.
Good morning. How are you, my friend? Beautiful day here.
Wow,
is
you're
it
at a
nice.
Wildwood motel.
Well, not quite that, but it's a beautiful, beautiful day here. I'm in Margate. It's sitting outside, just gorgeous. Doesn't get any better.
Good for you, buddy. That's awesome.
It's supposed to be a
Does
perfect
not
day,
get
they
any
say,
better.
weather-wise. Like high, like 78 or maybe 80.
I got to tell you, VG, I'm looking right now. It's a perfect day. Yeah, really is. Perfect day. I can't wait to get to the beach. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful out here.
Good for you. Well, this is a great week, brother. Sports is back, man. College football started over the weekend, and now it kicks.
Your boy got it done, Anthony. Your guys got it done. Rocco.
Yeah, I liked. Anthony's a friend, so I rooted for Iowa State and Farmageddon. I will say that Kansas team is going to be good. I told you I like the quarterback a lot. Daniels, their offense is going to be pretty good. We got a big week of college football, and I'm sure you're already looking at lines and movements and everything else. Gets underway. You got some big games this weekend. I mean, Notre Dame, Miami. We got all kinds of Texas, Ohio State, some monster games. You eyeing up anything? We'll get you on Friday, but you eyeing up anything right now?
In terms of it's funny. I do have a fairly big bet on the under in the Ohio State Texas game, but it actually has moved a little bit. I can't look. For me, the game I'm looking most forward to is when LSU plays Clemson. Now that's going to be the game I'm really like. That's the game I'm personally, when that's played, that's the game I cannot wait for, right up there for the entire college year, because Clemson's a team I'm very, very bullish on. And I know LSU has incredible quarterback play, really well coached. I think that game really could potentially determine, how the college football season's to go. Because I could see the winner of that game absolutely becoming right there as the favorite to potentially.
What's the total on that game?
57.5. I bet the under. Now, you may say, why'd I bet the under? As good as I think the quarterbacks are, and I think you could argue they could be the two best quarterbacks in college football.
Yeah.
I don't think that's even an overstatement. I really respect Clemson's defense a lot, like a lot. I think Clemson's defense has a chance to be the best in college football. So I say to myself, even though I know that there's really good quarterback play in that game, I don't know if I'm going to get to 58 points just because I have so much respect. I think Clemson's defense is that good. But again,
sounds like you like Clemson in the game.
Look, it's funny. The game, Anthony, opened 1.5. I like Clemson. Now it's 3.5. I thought the line should have been between 3 and 3.5. So I think it's probably the right number at this point in terms of the side. I still do like the under, though, because I think Clemson's defense is really, 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 really good.
How much is the Brian Kelly and the slow starts, and how much does that come into play too?
Look, for me, again, and maybe, look, I don't know if you agree, disagree. I actually think Brian Kelly's a very good coach.
I do too.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, like, I understand he hasn't won a national championship. I get that. But to me,
I hear from a lot of people on the football side going, I hate the way they start seasons.
Again, and maybe I'm just being too forgiving. I just find it hard to believe the guy doesn't know how to prepare at the beginning of seasons or whatnot. Again, the guy's had a very, 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 very good career. He's been to national championship games. He's been extremely successful. I'm not worried about from an LSU perspective that I just think they're going to start off slow because they have in the past. And I get it. They have. I get Kelly's. That's been a knock on him. I understand it. But I just don't know if there's a big enough sample size and to really say that's a true fact, as opposed to just something that's happened a few times. Because it's happened a few times, we're knocking them for it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Anything else you like with this weekend that you're already circled or played?
Well, it's funny. A couple of games that I can read you. A couple of games I did bet locally, and again, what's crazy, Anthony? I think Temple's really, really, really bad. Okay, I think I have them probably like my 20th worst team, but they're playing UMass, who actually I have ranked as the second worst team in college football. Temple, I think, was laying like 1.5. I actually bet Temple, and I usually, that's a VG kind of game.
You digging in the trash already?
I'm getting out of my comfort zone by going to a game like that, but I knew VG would smile seeing a game like that. You have to, VG. I know you are. I also have Auburn over Baylor. I think I laid 2. I had Auburn about 4 in that game. That's another one that I personally bet. Anthony, you talked about the Miami Notre Dame game. Again, look, Miami, again, we'll see how the quarterback does. I think he's overrated personally. Beck, I thought, was going into last year was going to be potentially an elite quarterback. When I watched him, I thought he really held Georgia back.
He was horrible.
Horrible. And I think Notre Dame, again, that's another team. Few teams I'm bullish on this year for everyone. Penn State, Notre Dame, Clemson are 3 teams that I personally think will be, in the college football playoffs. So
I mean, they're all like top 5 teams, Brad. You're not going out on a limb here with those picks.
I'm not trying to go out on a limb. I'm just trying to, you're absolutely right, BG. I'm not trying to go out on a limb, but I think those are Clemson. I don't think it's top 5. I think they're more like 7, if I'm not mistaken. But I really do think that those are going to be very, very good teams. And again, if Notre Dame, I think they should be able to beat Miami if I'm right on them. Even though Miami, I get it, but I like Notre Dame.
Yeah, I like Notre Dame a lot in that game. I'm with you. I love Notre Dame in that game. Let's talk baseball for a second. I freaking hate them. Freaking Mets, man. And
they hurt my feelings and my bankroll yesterday.
You say again?
They hurt my feelings and my bankroll yesterday. I had a big bet on the Phillies.
It scared me. It scared me. I did not expect that from Sanchez. He seemed, it's one start. I mean, I get it. But he almost seemed like I never expected you don't expect hiccups from him because he's been that good.
They're winning 3-0. They have second and third. I mean, the funny thing is, I looked at the live line. I think the Phillies were like a 10-1 favorite.
Wow.
And they'd lose by 10 runs. Yeah, I mean, look, I got great closing line. I laid like a 109. I think it closed like $1.30, the Phillies. It didn't get there. But again, I don't regret that. Senga has been bad for since he's come off his injury. And to me, Sanchez has been the second best pitcher in the National League with Zach Wheeler after Skeens probably. And, so I mean, what am I going to do? The guy he had one of his rare games. Yeah. He just didn't have it, didn't get it done. But you know what, Anthony, VG, I'm going back to the well. I like the Phillies again today. Now, Luzardo, I get it. He's been erratic for certain extents.
Yeah, but he's got great stuff, dude. Listen. I think you got to win tonight too because McClain's pitching tomorrow against
McClain
Walker.
scares me. McClain actually scares me. That guy, I have a weird feeling watching him. I think he's going to be good.
Dude, he scares. That's what I say. You got to win tonight. McClain's legit. I watched him. He's got great stuff.
Yeah, he was their top prospect, and he's looked the part early on. He's pitched 2 straight beautiful games. I like the Phillies tonight. Manaya's last 19 innings allowed 17 runs, guys. 17 runs in 19 innings. I like the Phillies at a pick. I do. I like Luzardo over 5.5 strikeouts. He's 17-8 to that total, I believe, this year, averaging 6.6 strikeouts. The Mets don't strike out a ton, but I like the way Luzardo's been trending. I think Luzardo gets his 6 strikeouts. I think the Phillies win this game. Let's call it 6-4, 6-3 Philadelphia.
Nice.
I like it.
Nice.
I like it a lot. Anything else you got, buddy?
Patrick Corbin. I got to tell you, I mean, that taxes, Patrick Corbin giving up 5 hits in a game. He's actually pitched well for him. I mean, he really has, but he
hasn't got blown up a lot.
Yeah. Recently he has. I think he's given up like 135 hits.
The last 3 starts,
innings.
He's gotten hit hard. But
18-6.
Yeah.
18-6 over 4.5 hits. And I'm not saying the Angels are a great team, but the Angels can score.
And they actually can score. And they got good right-handed hitters.
4.5 hits for Patrick Corbin.
Trout.
Yeah. Neto, it could also hit. But 4.5 hits for Patrick Corbin. I'm doing that 7 out of 7 days of the week, unless it's against a bad high school team. And even then, I probably would do it. This is a bet I feel comfortably wins 7 out of 10 times.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you.
Hey, Brad, for the weekend, do some research. Let's talk some real trash for this weekend.
Oh, he's got the trash.
Let's break down Merrimack, Kent State. It's going to be a shootout, that one. Over-under's 50.5.
I mean, if you're not betting the over, you're not alive in a game like that.
Life's
no question about it. I mean, I know that. I know that. The games that you find, VG, it's like my favorite thing is to hear your. I love it. Yeah. I absolutely love how you find these gems, and I enjoy it very, very,
see
very
how it goes
much.
this year.
I like it.
Absolutely will.
I like it.
Absolutely will.
My brother.
By the way, guys, you think Micah Parsons signs? We saw Trey Hendrickson. We saw Terry McLaurin come in. There have been the 3 guys, the 3 superstars who were holding out. 2 of them came back yesterday. Do we get, in your opinion, before week 1? Do we get Micah?
No.
I would love it.
No.
Oh my God, that would make you so happy.
No.
That would make me so. By the way, I did bet yesterday, guys. We told you earlier in the year I did bet Cowboys over 7.5 plus $1.10. I bet under yesterday. You can get it at Parks. Bet under 7.5 plus $1.33, and I bet under 8.5 minus $1.52 because I don't like what I'm seeing. I think it's bad juju there, so to speak. So completely got out of my Cowboys position. You'll be happy to hear that.
Yeah, that's good. Good. Well done, Brain. Well done. Enjoy the Margate sand, buddy.
I appreciate it, guys. You guys are the best. Appreciate you both.
Thanks, buddy. We'll talk to you later in the week. Here is the Brain, brought to us by the Bet Park Sportsbook, an online casino app. It's right there. Speaking of which, let's talk about our friends. Yeah, man. How about this? You can win a share of $25,000 in free bets. All right, here's the deal. The Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. With football almost here, Birds are back, a touchdown favorite against the Cowboys. The total is 46. So my team at the Bet Parks online sportsbook and casino got you covered with this amazing offer to start the season. The Bet Parks $25,000 kickoff giveaway. The only online sportsbook and app that we'll ever recommend. Here's how it works. New and existing Bet Parks users just place a $25 bet on the opener, all right? Birds, Cowboys, that's it. You're automatically entered to win a share of $25,000 in bonus bets from the team at Bet Parks. All right?
That's a lot of scratch, a lot of bonus bets.
Yeah, that's a lot of, it is, man.
Plenty to go around.
Listen, you grab a $50 free bet off of that?
Dude, yeah.
I mean, that's a shot.
That's a shot.
BetParks.com is terms and conditions. Winners will be announced on September 5th. So you bet the game, you bet the birds, you win, and then you see your account, you might win more. So you got to check it out. It's the $25,000 kickoff giveaway from our team at the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app, where there's always another way to win. You got to be 21 in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right. We are coming to you live from the Xfinity Studios.
The Palacios. Look at these little microphone things. They're nice.
Mic flags.
Yeah.
It's a good flag.
Yeah.
But what we are on because of why?
Booming Wi-Fi?
Correct.
Yeah.
We come to you live via Xfinity Internet. That's right. The most reliable Wi-Fi with the best-in-class equipment. The Wi-Fi, the Xfinity Wi-Fi, is always booming. So whether you're streaming, gaming, working from home, or doing a show, right? The Xfinity Wi-Fi booms. Do what you love and love how fast you do it with Xfinity Internet. See, Xfinity Internet and mobile, right? That also combines the power of internet and mobile, so you got lightning fast speeds at home and, yeah, on the go. All right? So with Xfinity Internet and mobile together, the Wi-Fi booms wherever you are. Get Xfinity Internet and mobile and supercharge your phone with Wi-Fi Power Boost for the ultimate connection. Xfinity Internet and mobile are the ultimate power couple. And with Wi-Fi Power Boost from Xfinity Mobile, you're going to get ultra-fast speeds, reliable internet at home, and a secure network on the go.
Secure network's good.
Yeah, it's
important.
Yeah, these days.
Yeah.
Check it out. Xfinity Internet and mobile. You do more of what you love wherever you are. Xfinity, it's, when you're looking at internet and mobile, you're stronger together. All right. Xfinity combines the power of internet and mobile, so you're always booming wherever you're at. All right. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet, Wi-Fi Boost, Power Boost, available to Xfinity Mobile customers only. Actual speeds vary.
Hey, guys, I got to tell you something.
What do you got, Andrew?
It's 9 days away from football starting, and guess what? We have a Die Hard sale going on right now here at PHLY. $36 for the month. Sign up, get the subscription. It's the best price that you can get currently here at PHLY. Get one of our brand new t-shirts. Look at that. That beautiful eagle, PHLY football. You want one of those? I know you do. I want one of those. $36, guys. Sign up now.
You get a shirt for free?
You get a shirt for free.
Shirt for free.
A shirt for free.
$36
For free.
Woo!
Yeah.
How can you beat it?
You can't. You just can't.
Well, you can't beat the coverage you get.
No.
No.
Fran's notebook is unbelievable.
His weekly matchup breakdowns.
You want it. Listen, we're all sports geeks, man. You got to be a diehard. What you get is incredible stuff. And then EJ and I are talking. EJ, Bo, myself.
Yeah. If you want to be the
We're going to be
smartest,
doing
smartest guy at the
something
bar.
fun on a Monday morning.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Something you can dive into.
All right.
All right. Yeah. More to come with that. Check it out. All right. Become a diehard and subscribe to all of our channels. That's free. All right. Just subscribe and tell your friends. Now, here he is.
Buffalo Baldy.
Well, fresh off his premonition, the legend himself.
Yeah.
The legend of Baldy.
Baldy. Oh, let's talk some football. Ay, Baldy. Oh, he likes pizza and football.
Oh, Baldy! And we welcome the legend to the Xfinity mobile guest line. There he is. All right. Let's get right to it, brother.
Boo.
What VG's? You freaked out, VG,
Boo.
because of your
Why?
premonition.
It's just a premonition.
Yeah,
They
right.
don't all come true.
It's a Baldy
It doesn't
premonition.
mean like I've got the future all nailed down. Just something that hit me.
Yeah, but now there's going to
Sunday
be
morning.
a piece of you like rooting for another team to win just so the premonition comes true.
No, it's like you have to allow these things to just sort of come about. Like you can't direct it. These things hit you, and like you just have to tell that. Like I'm not rooting against the Eagles. I'm not rooting against anybody. But when the premonition hits you, you got to release it. It's in the vault right now. I'll bring it out on Super Bowl Sunday.
So
Keep it in the vault.
you will not divulge?
No, I will not. I will not. I know how you are, cuz. Like you're gonna pry and pry and pry. You're not getting anything out of me. I'm a clam. It's locked shut. All right. Like I'm not giving any hints.
Let's see if we get a reaction from him.
But
Buffalo.
But when this comes true, you'll think that I'm the amazing Kreskin here on this one.
How are we going to know it's true? Do you have it time stamped and written down with like a notary? Or are you just going to say,
No, I haven't. I put it. I stored it in the phone. It's right there. I can pull it out.
All right.
This was Sunday, the 24th. Sunday, August 24th.
All right.
So
I think
there.
you should text me as a witness.
No, I don't need any witnesses, cuz. I don't need you like chirping about it. You know, like it's going to come out.
I won't say anything, but I think you should text me the team and divulge it.
Yeah.
Just so
I agree.
I'm a witness. Listen.
This day and age, you can manipulate screenshots and stuff.
I'm a believer in omerta. All right. So, like, I believe you don't say it. You tell me don't say anything, I won't say anything. But
all right.
I think you need a witness.
Okay. All right. I will give that some. I'll ponder that thought today, but I might send you the text.
Detroit? Is it Detroit?
That's what I think. Detroit.
I got a reaction from him.
Wait a second, VG. Has Detroit not won a Super Bowl?
No, they haven't, have they?
Oh, okay. All right. They could be a candidate then.
Yeah, I still saw that. He gave us a little eye roll. It might have been it.
I tell you what, though, Detroit, they drafted a receiver from Arkansas in the third round. This guy Isaac Tesla. I mean, I know that Tet McMillan was the first receiver drafted. This kid looks better.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
this kid, like, first of all, listen to this, okay? This kid's from Michigan. His dad played at Hillside College in Michigan. He didn't get any scholarship offers. But listen to this. Guy's 6'5", 215 pounds, ran a 4.4, okay? The guy wins the state championship in football in Michigan, wins the state basketball championship in Michigan, wins the state long jump championship in Michigan and set a state record for long jump, goes to Hillside, walks on there, plays pretty good, transfers to Arkansas, right? They don't have a great quarterback at Arkansas, but he competes in the SEC. He's been the best receiver I've seen in preseason, flat out. Got a touchdown pass in every game. Like this guy, I mean, he looks like Drake London with speed to me.
Wow. Drake London with speed. Oh, that's frightening, man. That's crazy.
He runs by people.
All right, headlines. Let's go NFL headlines first because it's roster cut down today. It's a big day across the league. So the Bengals and Trey Hendrickson, it's amazing. What I just don't, at this day and age, why this stuff lingers, right? Like, just you're going to sign the guy. It's the same thing with the Micah thing. I was having a conversation last night with executive in sports, and we were talking about the Dallas situation. And it's like, you're going to sign Micah. Like, why do you go through all this stuff? I don't understand it.
Especially like in Micah's case. I mean, he said 2 years ago, don't worry about me, Jerry. Like, take care of Dak. Take care of CD. Take care of these guys. My day will come. I mean, he was like a great team player. Look, he had he had an injury last year, a high ankle sprain. He missed a month. It's the only injury he's ever had. It's the only time he's ever missed any games. Like, he's a great, great player. So he's going to get done. But I remember it's either 2 years ago now or 3 years ago, maybe two. Nick Bosa got his deal. And he got his deal on Friday before the opening game. And everybody in San Francisco, Trent Williams, Fred Warner, like everybody got their deals. Debo, everybody, and they made him play the game. It's kind of, but then he said that it was such a pain in the ass because the contracts are like this, you can't even imagine the stuff that's in these contracts. It's 60, 70, 80 pages of just legalese nonsense. And some of that is the things that kind of make these things bigger than they need to be. We just look at the final numbers and say, oh, this is the deal. But there's so many other caveats that are included because all these lawyers are involved and everybody's looking to cover themselves. So part of these things are they're just difficult. But look, McLaurin just got done because Hendrickson's get done. The last one to get done is really Micah. It's going to get done.
So it feels like there's a lot of acrimony, though, because then Jerry goes and tells Stephen A. that Micah's the one that asked for Jerry's digits and that Micah initiated the conversation.
Okay, so, all right. So Michael was a hold-in. As soon as I saw that, I said, this is a mistake. These things get acrimonious. Like, it just does. Both sides are going after each other. Both sides are looking for leverage. All that stuff, right? Jerry's talking to Stephen A. But, like, it doesn't need to get public. It just doesn't. Just stay out of the way. Let these lawyers go at it with each other like any business deal. That's what it is. It's a business deal. Like, just stay the hell out of the way. When it gets done, then put your uniform on and go play. But I'm sure there is acrimony, but that stuff, when you're on the field September 4th and you're trying to get Brian Schottenheimer his first win as a Dallas Cowboy coach, you ain't going to be thinking about what Jerry Jones said about you to Stephen A. Smith.
Right. No, I'm with you. All right, let's start at home with the Birds. Roster day configuration. Is there any part of the roster that concerns you? Like, you know how good they are.
Well, look, I don't know when did we just talk? Cause I don't even know what day it is. Like last Friday or something. I said they're going to make. Remember, I've been just track these moves. So what they just do? They went back and traded back for Fred Johnson. Like, they saw Kendall Lamb. They saw Miles Hinton. They saw all these backup tackles. They need a backup tackle. I mean, Lane, Mailata, they have missed games. You better have a backup ready to go. So the offense line is a concern. I don't know how long Landon's going to miss, right? So, depth is a concern. They bolstered that position. Fred played great last year. In fact, when Mailata missed a month, there was very little drop-off. In fact, I saw Fred, and I did a couple breakdowns on him. I told him, I'm going to get you paid, Fred. I'm going to get you paid. You're playing your ass off. And he was like all smiling about it. But he did. He got paid. He got a bonus. Went to Jacksonville. I don't know what happened down there. To me, he's better than Walker Little. But regardless, he's back in Philly. So that's a concern right now. The secondary is a concern. It just is. They're making all these moves. What do they have there? Like, is the safety position set? Is the corner position set? I mean, it looks like the pass rush that you've talked about, Vic said nobody has jumped up and claimed that job. Like, all those look to be kind of weaknesses right now.
What's interesting is I think when I look at them defensively, their D line, like the interior D line, is going to be, you need them to create havoc. Like Ojimo, we know Carter's a beast. Ojimo could be their guy next to him that will help collapse, and then you hope your edge guys can get home because your tackles are so nasty.
Well, the guy, honestly, that is going to tip the scale one way or the other this year is going to be Jordan Davis. It's his fourth year, cuz they say he's in great shape. He played 13 plays in the Super Bowl. Like, he's just not on the field enough to affect the game. But, privately, his agent has reached out, because I've been very critical of Jordan.
I know.
But it's not a personal attack. It's like, but here's the thing. Like, so I've talked to Dexter Lawrence about this. Big guys have issues with conditioning, but it's not necessarily conditioning. I'm sure Jordan can go run gassers with the best of them. I'm sure he can. But it's a mental thing to stay on the field. I've seen him on the field in games, cuz where the play is going on, he's walking on the field. Like, it's just not, you can't play football like that. Okay, so I'm anxious to see Jordan this year. They say he's committed. Maybe the weight's down, maybe it isn't, but it's a mental thing, and he just has to get mentally tougher. And if he does, look out. because he can collapse the middle. And if the middle's getting collapsed, Uche or Ojolari or Jalen Hunt, these guys are they're gonna hunt.
Right.
They're gonna hunt.
Listen, and that's my theory, except I think it's going to be Ojimo, not Jordan Davis.
Could be. I mean, look,
And that's just stuff that I hear of who's looking what and that sort of thing.
Yeah. No, I'm not, we haven't seen any of these guys on the field.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to say anything right now based on, who's played. But, he played really well last year in rotation. Milton's gone. It's his time to step up. So he's going to get, Jordan will start. But I've never seen Jordan Davis on the field 5 plays in a row yet, ever. I didn't see it at Georgia either.
No. So I got to ask you on the offensive side of the ball, because I asked EJ, our Eagles beat writer, and I said, how much was Jalen under center in camp? And he's like, it's funny he said that because every time he was under center, I put asterisks and everything else, but nothing really came of it. And it wasn't a lot. I for the life of me, Baldy, it's so, when you have Saquon Barkley, like, I don't know how you don't put him under center more and run that play action. It's just so valuable as a basic tool.
I agree, but there is a lot of benefit to being in a one-back, option, spread option where, you're making a lot of read options.
Yeah, I'm not saying you don't do it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, but there's certainly a place. There's certainly a place for the play action, Saquon 8 yards deep, and really selling that to take your shots down the field. The speedo routes, the 2 receiver routes, the match protection, the shot plays can come off of that. There is a great benefit to all of that. There's no question.
All right, because we have your wisdom here, and people are getting ready for their fantasy drafts, I want to have a little game with you. I want to go through teams, and I want you to.
By the way, can I just explain something to you about fantasy?
Yeah.
Okay. My mother's 92 years old. I love my mother, right? She's great. So Sunday, I had an open window to take her to lunch. Okay. When I'm out there, I try to take her to lunch. We sit down.
Yeah, you're a good son.
To come along.
Take her on trips.
Except because on Sunday, she had her fantasy draft. So she blew me off to have her fantasy draft. All right. Now I don't get that. I don't get to LA that often, cuz where I can go have lunch with my mother. But she's like, no. I got my draft on Sunday, Brian. Like I apologize. I couldn't have lunch with my mother because she had her fantasy draft.
Oh my!
How's her team?
That's awesome. I love it. Yo, we need to do a Baldy's breakdown of mom doing her draft with her team, going through the roster.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'll give you a breakdown. She sleeps with her iPad because she gets her premonitions during her sleep, and she goes on her iPad to see if, A.J. Dillon's available as a backup running back.
I love it. Love it. That's fabulous. All right. So let's help people out, and let's go rapid fire. I want to give you a team, and then you tell me a fantasy guy that, could be obvious or could not be, like a guy to look out for that you go could have an impact. The way their offense is, who you think has a big year. Maybe it's a receiver who gets funneled the ball. Maybe it's a team that's going to rely heavily on the run game. All right?
Okay.
So let's start. We'll start. And you brought up the Lions. Let's go Lions 1.
All right. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably still will start David Montgomery. They like to start him and finish with Jahmyr. But when Montgomery got hurt last year and Jahmyr took over, like, maybe he's not built for the type of carries that Saquon got, but that guy can score from anywhere on the field.
Dude, is there a back that runs better routes than him?
I mean, Christian McCaffrey, but I mean, not many, because it's a small group.
There was a 4th down play in one of the playoff games where he ran. He catches the ball in the middle of the end zone. It was 4th down. The route that he runs was unbelievable. It was just a thing of beauty. I love Jahmyr Gibbs. I love that dude. Yeah. Vikings.
I mean, I mean, it's hard not to say Justin Jefferson, but I don't know how the quarterback is going to be.
Right.
But I'd say just Aaron Jones. Like I saw him. By the way, I visited with Aaron when I was at the Vikings 2 weeks ago. His son is AJ Jr. I saw this kid run. I think he's 6. I saw this kid run. Do you know how, like when you see like you got 2 boys, you're around all these kids growing up. You could just see kids at age 6, and you're like, oh my God,
Yeah.
that kid's
Yeah.
kid's gonna be a freak.
Yeah.
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 I'd say Aaron. Aaron's like unbelievable. You know, he's from that 2000. Remember when we were breaking him down?
Dude,
2017.
we watched him, and you're like, dude,
Yeah.
I love this kid. I love this kid. You were so right. You picked so many gems. It's why you should be a GM. You don't want to do it, but I get it. You should be a GM. How about Bears?
I'll say Rome Odunze.
Rome, yeah. He's going to have a big year. I think you're right. Packers. Golden?
I mean, you can't go wrong with Josh Jacobs. He's just a volume player. But
How's Matthew Golden? I love him I love him out of Texas.
He had a catch the other day on the opening drive. I mean, the kid's going to be really good.
He's got great hands.
He's going to be like, I know Matt LaFleur hates when people say this, but he's going to be their number 1 wide receiver.
Yeah, I think so too. Eagles. Is there a surprise?
Well, I mean, Saquon.
Yeah.
Saquon.
Giants.
It'd be hard to go with anybody but Malik Neighbors.
How about Commanders?
Commanders. I mean, I'd just take Jaden Daniels.
Yep. Yeah, I thought you might say that.
He ran for almost 900 yards last year.
Yeah.
And then he's just an amazing player. I can't wait. I'm seeing him week 1 against the Giants. I'm looking forward to it.
Cowboys.
CD.
Tampa Bay.
I will say
Bucky?
Yeah, I'll say Bucky Irving.
Yeah, I love Bucky.
Watch out for this. They got 2 rookie receivers.
Yeah.
Emeka Ibuka, but this Tez Johnson, like this kid, he's the lightest player in the league. He's 160 pounds. He ran a slow 40 time, and all he does is get open.
How's their O-line?
Well, when they get Tristan Wirfs back, they're going to return all 5 guys. They're excellent.
Yeah, because their offense is going to be potent.
Yes.
Falcons.
Drake. No, I'm sorry. Well, you got to go with Bijan. They're going to be a good running team. They're going to be a good team. They play Tampa week 1 in Atlanta. It's going to be a hell of a game. Bijan's ready. I think this is the year he's going to get 1,500 yards rushing. Like he's ready to explode.
Carolina.
I would say Chuba Hubbard.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a good player. You know, that was a Matt Rule's pick. Matt picked that kid. He's a Canadian, but that kid can flat out fly. He's a good player, really good player, and they got a good offensive line.
Saints. Anybody?
Man, it's tough.
They're going to be bad.
Have they named their quarterback yet?
No. They're going to be bad. They're just going to be awful.
They're going to be historically bad. Historically bad.
We'll put a slash.
But I'll say Kamara because
Okay.
I think the offense line has a chance to be pretty good.
Okay. Rams.
I'd say Kyron Williams. He'll score a lot of touchdowns.
Cardinals.
I'll say James Conner.
Niners.
Well, I want to say McCaffrey, but I don't. Nobody knows what he's going to be.
Don't you think
Nobody.
Pearsall is going to catch everything?
Well, he's going to have to be the receiver number 1 because there's nobody else there right now. Juwan Jennings just got healthy, so he'll catch some. But the offense is going to run through McCaffrey. If they're going to be a playoff contending team, McCaffrey needs to get back on the horse.
Seahawks.
Good question. I want to say Kenneth Walker, but I'm not sure about his health. I'll say Jackson Smith and Jigba.
All right. Patriots.
I'll say Travion Henderson.
Yes, I like him. Jets.
I'll say Brees Hall.
Dolphins.
Well, I'll say Justin Fields. I'll
All
say
right.
Justin. He needs to run for 1,000 yards for that. That offense is dreadful. He's going to have to run a bunch, and he has a chance.
Miami.
Man, I like this Ollie Gordon. They should change. They should change tactics. This kid
Yes.
is 30 pounds, but he's not going to start. They're going to start Devon Achane. But I like Ollie Gordon a lot. And you know what? I'll just say Tyreek.
All
If
right.
they're going to do anything, Tyreek needs 100 plus catches.
Buffalo.
You think it's Josh?
All right. You have a hard out? We might have to continue this.
Yeah, I gotta do something with San Francisco again, cuz.
Oh, all right. All right. Well, we'll resume later. What's your schedule? Are you going away?
I'm going away, cuz.
Text
But
me. All right.
if I have Wi-Fi on Friday, let's do this on Friday. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I can't be certain.
I think I know the next project that I'm going to do is just shadow you for 1 year, right?
Yeah.
And then write this epic, this opus.
All right.
All right.
All right.
And I think
All right.
you're
All right. Well, let's check with me on Thursday. I'll let you know.
all right, buddy. All right.
Sounds
safe
good,
travels.
Cole. See you, man.
See you, man. Here he is, the legend. He's out of his mind.
Yes, he is.
He is.
I'll let you know if I have Wi-Fi.
Yeah. In fact, you shouldn't even told me that, Andrew, that he had a hard out. He would have forgot.
Yeah.
We were with for the whole league. All right, Raiders, Chargers.
Anything. He's got to be some swimming, right? He loves his Costa Rica.
He does. He does Costa Rica. He loves Costa Rica. He does. All right, let's take care of some business. I'm now coming up. I'm real excited because we have a couple local guys who are extremely talented. I love quality television and film. And we got two guys from the Delaware Valley, all right, that are just at the height of their careers. So Brad Inglesby, who created Mayor of Easttown, who was tremendous, just a tremendous writer, creator, and Jeremiah Zagar, a wonderful director, storyteller, who directed Hustle, have teamed together to do a new show on HBO, and it's going to debut, I think, third week of September. It's called Task with Mark Ruffalo. So we got the guys coming up. I'm so excited to talk to them. I mean, what they've done individually, I can only imagine what's going to happen together. They are. This show looks. We saw the trailer yesterday. It looks phenomenal. I mean, shot here. I mean, well, I thought Mayor of Easttown was unbelievable, just incredible. And so he's got more. So we're looking forward to talking to Brad and Jeremiah coming up next. But let's talk about a couple of our friends. Yeah, the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. I got to tell you again about it, man. We got to talk about you're winning your share of $25,000 in bonus bets. Yeah, it's the Park $25,000 giveaway. It's kickoff. It's going to be amazing. All right. So the season, as you know, begins. We got a big weekend of college football ahead. And then Thursday, a week from Thursday, this Thursday, we are 9 days away from the start of Eagles football, which is our holiday, right? We just, it's the best time of the year. And Birds are a 7-point favorite. The total is 46. So Birds and over, right, VG?
Love it. Birds and -9.5, -10.
Yeah, I said 19.5.
You said 19.5.
I think I don't know I wonder what that pays out. I say Eagles laid at 19.5.
I don't even know if you can lay 19.
All right. See if there's a way you can do that. All right. Because they're going to win by more than 20. So 20 or more. So you can check that out. If you just put $25 on any of the game, on any of the Eagles that night, whatever you want, you're going to be automatically entered. And this is for new and already existing Bet Parks users in the $25,000 bonus bet giveaway. So winners are going to be announced on that Friday, September 5th. So you'll know. You could win your share of $25,000 in bonus bets.
Pay 7-1 plus 700.
All right. There you go.
Pretty good.
Right? There you go, man.
Yeah.
I think you got to check it out. All right? You put your 25 on that and brings back 200. All right?
Yeah. That's a good day.
It's a good day.
Yeah.
So check it out. BetParks.com has all the details. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Kind of day pays for my cheese board and more.
That's right.
Let's talk about our friends over at Golden Nugget. I love nugs, and I love Golden Nugget Jewelers. And Anthony's been telling you about, what is it, the preemptive purchase we're doing?
Yes.
Do a preemptive purchase because you know for the next 4 months, you're going to be watching sports 7 days a week, football, baseball, all of it. So check out our friends over at Golden Nugget Jewelers, because for the past 30 years, Golden Nugget Jewelers has operated out of the very same location, right in the heart of Philadelphia. And customers across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, even Baltimore, New York City, they go to the Golden Nugget because they know what's up and they find the perfect engagement ring or wedding band. They got a highly trained staff dedicated to providing a personalized shopping experience. When we were over there doing a remote, people are so informative. They don't pressure you. They just work with you. They got a vast selection of engagement rings and wedding bands, along with high-end watches, fashion jewelry, and sparkling diamond bracelets, necklaces, earrings, tons more. Whatever you're looking for, they got it. They give you you get a final cleaning and written appraisal with every engagement ring purchase. And Golden Nugget Jewelers, they're family-owned, operated since 1987, right there on Chestnut and 8th in downtown Philly. So you deserve an expert and the best price. Golden Nugget Jewelers, where Philly gets engaged. Visit goldennuggetjewelry.com today to learn more.
All right, I love it. Hey, so you know how much I love TV and film, quality TV and film. And joining us, we love telling the stories of our local talent. And it doesn't get bigger than Brad Inglesby and Jeremiah Zagar. Let's welcome to the program. Hello, boys.
How you doing, Anthony? How you doing?
Hey, Anthony.
Great to see you guys. I am so excited. I watched the trailer for Task, and it just looks incredible. I mean, absolutely incredible. I love listen, part of date night is getting something quality to dive into, and this looks spectacular, guys. Brad, I'll start with you. What can you tell us about the project? Mark Ruffalo, incredible actor. The whole thing just pops. What could you tell us about the show?
Yeah, Anthony, it's another crime show that's set primarily in Delaware County, and Ruffalo plays an FBI agent who's sort of not on the front lines anymore, has had a crisis in the family unit, and he gets called into action unexpectedly to investigate a string of armed robberies in the area that pits him against a trash worker played by Tom Pelfrey. And it's a kind of collision course, in the vein of Heat, I would say, of a cop and a robber. And I think it's a collision course in which you love both of these men, and so the tension and the fear comes from understanding or starting to understand. Oh wow, these guys are going to collide eventually, and I'm nervous to see what's going to happen.
Wow, that sounds incredible. Little Heat-esque. Jeremiah, how much fun did you have with this project? And when Brad came to you, I love these two local heavyweights coming together to give us this project.
Yeah, man. How did I get HBO called me? I'd been talking to HBO for a while about doing something together. And Francesca Orsi at HBO, she's sort of been a big proponent of mine for a long time. And she said, I got this show for you. You got to read it. And I was away on vacation. I was like in the Azores or something, some crazy place. And I read it on the plane, and I was sick as a dog, like sick, like I had a cold, and I got on Zoom just like this with Brad, and we had been meaning to like meet for like a long time because we're both Philly people. There aren't
Right.
that many Philly, people working in this industry. There's some, but not a ton. And so friends mutual connect us, and I was like, I really dig this, and Brad was like, you should do it. And it was very sweet. He was very like kind, and he really was like effusive about one, and he knew my work. Sometimes you get on calls, people don't even know your work. But Brad knew everything, and was incredibly collaborative from like that call. Was just like, I remember Brad saying this. He said to me, I said, are the scripts locked, or can I have any input? Like, can we make this thing together as a team? And Brad said, for me, it's best idea wins. That was his mantra, which is still his mantra. Yeah.
I love
true,
that,
guys.
Brad. I love it. You know what? It's your sports background, man. It's the idea of team and winning collaboratively, right? In the collective.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and I'd seen Jeremiah's work. I knew what he could bring to the story that I couldn't. He's such a humanist, and I'd watched his films, and I know how incredibly talented he is. Why wouldn't I want input from a guy like that who could illuminate the characters in a way I can't? And it was such a great work experience. We hit it off from the jump, and now we're like amazing friends. It's the best work experience I've ever had. And look, we all want the show to be great, and we all want a lot of people to watch the show. But what I always say to Jeremiah is, I'm so proud of the way we made the show and the friendship that we created along the way. So I want it to be a great success. I want people to watch it, but I will take a lot out of the process as well.
Well, Jeremiah, let's talk about Brad's incredible talent at bringing to life.
Oh no, please.
Let's talk about it. No, I think it's a good thing to talk about.
Well, here's the thing. Like the Ruffalo character is haunted and has demons, and we saw that with Mayor. I see that with all your work, right? I mean, it could be alcoholism, right? It's real life stuff that haunts people, and there's nothing more chilling, right, or nothing more tragic than losing a child, right? And then Mayor having that character deal with that, a child and suicide and the whole thing. It's just so much a part of the story and the character. And just in the trailer, you see Ruffalo's torment, his internal torment. You see it, Jeremiah.
They're all tormented. Brad is big on torment. I think what's amazing about what Brad does, and he does a lot of things that are amazing, but he takes like real people, real issues, real pain, real life shit, and he puts it into a genre understanding filmically so that we can watch it. You know what I mean? I think otherwise, like you can't watch Mayor without the mystery. It would just all be pain. And so what Brad does with Task is the same thing. It's like there's an engine in Task that is this crime engine. And so you're always, heart pounding action, suspense, thriller vibes. But at the core of it, at the core of what Brad does, which is what makes him so brilliant, is that they're characters that are in pain just like you and me. And they're funny just like you and me.
Right.
And, and they're ridiculous.
The realism, which I love, is they're real people, right? Like you see them, and that's why it works. I mean, how many stories we see about crime and you go, all right, I get it. You know, it's the trite character and whatever. These people leap off, and you feel like you know them.
Yeah, and people from Philly are going to recognize these people so well. Like they are going to be like, these are my cousins and brothers and uncles, because they're Brad's cousins and brothers and uncles. You know what I mean? Like, he's attached them, they're his family. You know, you can feel his blood pumping in every character.
Brad, what you did for Delaware County, it's amazing. I mean, you know, what Mayor did, it became an SNL skit, right? Like, I mean, it's amazing that you put Delco in the world's purview. It's incredible how much of that experience is in your work. I mean, it feels like it's just all over. The fingerprints are everywhere.
Well, yeah, I mean, I grew up here because, you know, I live right on the cusp of Delaware County. I'm actually Chester County now, but my aunts and uncles are in Broomall. You know, my grandmother grew up I guess when I was a kid, she lived initially in the city, but then moved to Drexel Hill. So I have a lot of roots here in Delco. And I always say it's the blood in my veins. I don't write. It's almost as if I write out of laziness. It's the people I know. It's easy for me to conjure these people because I've spent my life inside these houses and churches and things like that. So it's what I know really well. And so I think it's something where I feel like I have an authority over the characters in a way that maybe I wouldn't have if I was writing about a show in, you know, another state or Florida or Miami. I just wouldn't have that experience. I don't have it in my bloodstream the way I do these places. And so I think that it gives me confidence as a writer to know or to write about a household here or a set of characters here, because I know where they grew up. I know, you know, what parish they were in. I know where they played basketball. And when you have that kind of knowledge, it gives you confidence as a writer. You feel more confident to write their backstories, to know what happened to them as kids and how it informs their issues as adults. And so I think that's what makes it so much of a joy, is that I feel confident I can write these people. And then we get to shoot the shows here. I get to work with Jeremiah, who grew up here. So this is a dream come true for me, man.
Well, you know what's funny? Like, you know, like you could close your eyes and in your mind's eye, you could see them, the characters, peeling off the plastic covered couch. And
oh yes, of course.
It's so unique, and it's why I think Philadelphia is underserved in film and television. And Jeremiah, with Hustle, it was so much more than just a basketball story.
That's because you were in it, cuz.
It was so beautifully done, and you captured the city, you captured the area, those little things. And I love the fact that you're passionate about where you come from, both of you, and that you want Philadelphia to see this, like, not the same old nonsense trite stuff that we see.
Yeah, and I think to see it in a different way. I mean, one of the things that Brad kept talking about is like color. And we kept talking, it's like a lot of times you see Philly and it looks real grim. And even though this is a crime show, it is like bright and colorful and bursting with summer. And everybody who's from Philadelphia knows Philadelphia in the summer. Like, you know, walks through the parks, you know, feels the colors of those murals, obviously, you know, and those are in the DNA of the show. And I'll tell you something else, because our area is represented in the show too. There was a South Philly character. So he's an Italian cop, and he's played by Fabian Frankel, and he is incredible. Yeah, I think you're gonna see the representation. You're gonna love it. You're gonna.
Oh, I can't wait. I was gonna ask you, where did you guys shoot? Like, what some of the areas that you could tell us where you shot it?
mean, all over. We shot all over Delaware County. We did shoot a little bit in South Philadelphia. I'm gonna blow the names. We found one of the hero locations is a rural location about an hour outside the city. Brad, do you remember what town?
I think it's Downingtown. I think it was. Is this Robbie's house, Jeremiah?
Robbie's was in Downingtown.
That was Downingtown, which is a real. It doesn't seem like it would be such a rural, but we found this kind of random house that was off on its own. And then we shot some quarry stuff, Jeremiah. That was in Bangor, Pennsylvania, one of them. And it was a French Creek State Park. Yeah, that was really cool. So we hopped around, cuz we were sort of a lot in Delco, not as much in the city, Jeremiah. Where did we go? So we did the Roundhouse. We did Ralph's, right? Wasn't that the restaurant we were in?
We were in Ralph's. That's right next to Ralph's. You know Ralph's, right? 9th and Christian, I think. That's where you'll see it. You're going to see it. But there was this family who has a house right next to Ralph's. I think it was the family who owns Ralph's, right? It was the family. It was the family who owns, and we shot there, and their house was incredible, and they were the nicest people in the world. I'll tell you. You want to hear a funny story, cuz? I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I tried to turn this off. So anyway, so we were there. We're shooting on 9th and Christian, and we're with the Bill, who was our gaffer, and it was like one of the first days. It was early on, and I came up to Bill and I said, I grew up right around here, right around the corner from here. And he kind of didn't believe me. He was kind of like, I don't know, did you really, or whatever. And he was like, Bobby, who was one of the riggers, he was like, he grew up around the corner from here too. And sort of like testing, like to see if I was full of shit or something. And Bobby came over and he's like, where did you grow up? And I was like, I grew up, on 8th and South. And I was like, where did you grow up? And he was like, I grew up on Kamak. And he like looks at me and he's like, what's your name? And I was like, Jeremiah. I was like, my friend grew up on Kamak, John Camisa, we used to play there. And he goes, oh, I remember you. He was, I remember you playing as a little kid around the corner. And
he had to know your father.
Yeah. He was like, your dad does the murals. And he comes out, he goes, what do you do on the show? I'm the director, and he like nearly pushed me over. He was like from the neighborhood, and he shoved me, and he was like, you're the director. It was a very sweet moment of like,
I love it. That is absolutely fabulous, Brett. So tell us about. I loved your explanation about when people kept asking about the a second season of Mayor, and talk about the wrestling with that nature and ultimately why you decided against it, and going kind of forth with this project, which is kind of adjacent but not a direct story.
Yeah, I think with Mayor, because I think the I guess the joy of Mayor was it felt like it was a very substantial emotional arc, right? Like I always thought Mayor was a show about a woman who wasn't able to confront the death of her son and maybe her own failures as a mother, right? That maybe she wasn't as present or engaged as she would have liked to have been, right? And so, and then the other side of Mayor is it's a very small community, and there's this huge crime. And I think so those two issues scared me about Mayor, meaning another whodunit crime in this little town. Like how many people are going to be killed? It's not normal that in a smaller community like this, there would be another crime. So it seemed kind of hard to believe that Mayor would then be thrust into another case that involved all these people she grew up with. So on that level, I felt it's going to be tricky to replicate the mystery. And then also, what could Mayor possibly be going through that could compare to the loss of a son? It would feel, everything I could conjure would feel less than to me. Whereas Task, I think, is a broader canvas. It's less specific to one community. It's not a whodunit. It's what I would call a collision course show. And so I think in that way, it's a little bit different. I like the idea of revisiting Mayor in 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, because then you could say, oh, I could believe another crime has happened in this town, one every
Yes.
6, 7 years.
Or you
And I
could
could
even have
also
her move
imagine,
somewhere. I mean,
yeah,
you could do anything with the character in that sense.
yep,
I love your sensibilities. Few people realize I love the fact that you thought about it so deeply, and that because the easy thing would have been, I'll just do a second season. I'll just
mhm,
figure out a way. But you
yep,
created such a masterpiece that it was an homage to that, to
mhm,
not do it yet. I love that.
yep. Oh, thanks. No, I appreciate it. I think, it's like, you know, I think you have to do it right. It's if you're going to do something like that again, you have to do it right. And I think we all agree we didn't quite have the right idea. Now, again, if I would be
Sure.
interested in revisiting America as a writer,
Yeah.
I always say to Kate, like, I love Mare as a character because she's really funny. She's capable of doing really nasty, awful things, and yet you always are on her side. Like, as a writer, that's a great character to
Yes.
write. And so I love the idea of coming back to Mare, but we'll have to see if there's a right moment, because maybe there's a chance to bring her back at some point.
Well, and this is why you two, I love the fact that you guys are together, because it's about quality. There's so much out there, right? There's so much content, but the idea of details and storytelling, and Jeremiah, you talked about color. It's when you watch something, you need to feel it. Like the senses need to come alive. And I watched how you work with Hustle and all your work, but with the cheesesteak thing, like the one, like little things like that, those little details create and evoke the senses, awaken the senses.
I think you'll find that with this show too. I think that people are gonna be really moved by the authenticity of the details. I think the actors were. I remember the actors just coming into the house on day one. I remember Robbie and Maeve, Tom and Amelia, and the kids just coming in and feeling like they lived there. Like the production team had did such an amazing job that and with the details, with the costumes. I mean, it's like what the same team that did Mayor in that way did this show too, and you're going to see it, you're going to feel it when you're there, and that's a testament to Brad too. It's like he's such a great guy that people want to work for him again. You know what I mean? People keep coming back to say like, all right, well, let's try to up our game, and that's the hope also from Brad and I's perspective, is that Mayor was awesome, but we're trying to do more, and we're trying to do better. And that's always the goal, whether you succeed or not. I mean, that'll be up to the audience, but
yeah,
always trying to improve and to make something. I'm certainly trying to make something that's more exciting to me in many ways than Hustle was, or than We the Animals was. We're trying to elevate our craft every time we work. I mean, and to create a thing for the audience that feels authentic and true in the details, and sensorially, that it feels, like you can touch it, like you can reach out and touch that screen, that you can walk into those pictures and walk into those scenes, and that you can be there as well.
Brad, how was Ruffalo? How did he do with the accent?
Well, it was a little different and so at the jump, I sat down with the dialect coach, and Ruffalo's character was very loosely inspired. I say very loosely inspired by my uncle, who was an Augustinian priest who left the priesthood after like 30 some years. But my uncle has no accent, and he grew up in Drexel Hill because he went away he went away to teach in Pittsburgh, and he bounced around. And so as opposed to Mayor, where it was about one community, this is a broader portrait. And so I think, so for Ruffalo, I felt like he wouldn't really have a strong accent. My uncle, he's got no accent at all. Yeah. And so we had to go character by character, and say, okay, where's this person from? Would they have an accent? And then we identified the characters who would have a strong accent. Amelia Jones has a really strong Delco accent because we said, oh, she probably grew up in Aston or Marcus Hook.
Yeah.
We have another actress, Allison Oliver, who we also thought, oh, I think she's a Delco girl, and maybe she grew up here, and we gave her a strong accent. So it's a little bit more varied in terms of the accent, I think. But Ruffalo is the all-time best, and Jeremiah, I think he would attest. He's just the greatest actor and the greatest guy, and the same for Tom Pelfrey, who I think audiences are gonna really, really love in this show. He plays the thief or the bad guy. I don't even know if that's the right term in the show, but he's such a great actor. He's such a compelling actor, and he's such a great guy. We just had the best time working with this cast, and that's what Jeremiah and I always said, is we just cast it at the highest level. So every day on set, there wasn't a lot. I mean, he had more to do than me. He had more to do than me, but I felt like we cast it at such a high level because that a lot of the time we just sat back and were in awe of what the actors could do and what they could add to the words on the page. And I'm just so grateful we got such a wonderful group of people to act in this one.
We are in overtime OT presented by Xfinity. That's right, our Xfinity studio. Boys, the Ruffalo, first of all, is A-list as A-list gets. He's watching him on the screen. He's such a great actor. I love that you guys got him. Will you guys connect for something else? Is there anything else that you guys might team up with?
With Ruffalo?
No, you two.
Oh, Brad and I, we're trying to make something together.
I would love to, because there's nothing I'd love to do more, man. We just got to figure out what's the next thing.
I love it.
We're working on it. I mean, but all these people, all these actors, I'd work with anybody on this crew, like, Mark, who's a producer, and Nicole, who's a producer, and Jared. Like, this was a fairy tale situation where, like, everybody on the show you would dream of working with again. And again, like Brad said, the actors were all amazing. And Ruffalo, as like, an A-list of A-list, he led with a kind of generosity of spirit that it was infectious to the rest of our team and to the rest of the crew and to all the actors. And and he was so humble about it, and that was lovely too, in the same way that Brad is.
I'd love to hear that. That's awesome. Is there any sports reference at all, like in a dialogue, or you guys? Just because if you're going to do a story about Philadelphia, it would come up naturally, right? Because this is such a sports town that there will be something about sports, there'll be something about Wawa. Like, it's just. Is there a
I think the first
like that we'll get to know?
I think the first episode, Jeremiah, right? We got a couple shout outs in the first episode, cuz the first episode airs, I think, September 7th. And I think all Phillies fans will get a kick out of some of the references we have to the Phillies in the first. And there's a bit of a running gag with the Phillies.
You're going to love the Phillies gag. I feel like we don't want to blow it. I feel like we don't want to blow it. You're going to love it. It's like it's some deep trivia. There's some deep trivia in episode 1. You'll appreciate it. And Brad, is it too? Are we being secretive about like doing some stuff with the sports stuff, or is that like in?
No, I think we're also trying, because I think there are some promo events that HBO's reaching out to, like. I think maybe Ruffalo's going to be in an Eagles game. I think we're talking about that, and I think maybe Ruffalo and Pelfrey are going to be at the Phillies game. I think so. We're definitely trying to partner with some of the sports teams in the area. There's a huge Rita's reference, because you'll see Rita's in there a bunch. So we tried to lean in. We tried to make it authentic. We tried to lean into the area as much as possible where it fit. Of course, I didn't want to overdo it.
No, right.
But we tried to lean in. Where it seemed like, oh, this is a natural part. As you said, people talk about the sports all the time. It seems like this is how they talk. This is what their home lives are like. Why not lean into it and make it, if there's an opportunity, embrace it.
There's a deep cut, a very important set piece. I don't know what you call it, or prop. That is an Eagles prop that you will have to keep it. You'll have to, as an audience, you'll keep an eye out for it. And it dictates the course of the entire show. You'll love that, guys.
Oh, I love it. I cannot wait. So September 7th it debuts. Oh, that's great. That is awesome. We cannot wait to watch. Boys, so proud of you. We love what you've done in your careers and how you make Philadelphia look and the stories that it's so impressive. So thank you, boys, man. Proud of you guys. Much success. We're going to support it every which way. You need anything, we're here to pump it up.
Thank you, cuz. And we feel the same about you, man. Keep doing the great work.
Thanks, brothers. Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you, cuz. Thanks for having us on, man.
What a pleasure. Good luck, boys. Cannot wait. Task is the show. It's going to be great.
Good local dudes.
Yeah.
I know some people who worked on the crew there, and they said they were treated extremely well. Like,
well, they're
really
gentlemen.
good people. Yeah.
Both guys extremely talented, but just gentlemen about it.
Totally.
All right. Time now for some VG's Nugs.
VG's Nugs. Nugs. It's the time for VG's Nugs. VG's Nugs. Nugs.
Snack foods. Breaking news.
What?
Hers has had that competition. They announced the winner, which is going to be the permanent flavor of the three finalists.
Yes. So we had the Long Hots, the Romano Stromboli.
And tomato pie from Corpolis. It is Long Hots and Sharp Provolone is the winner.
Wow.
That's good. This is like 2 years now they've been going on. A year they've been doing this.
Oh, my God.
So I guess 190-something thousand people voted on this, and the top vote getter was the Long Hots and Sharp Provolone.
The Long Hots and Sharp Prov.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, now this is just breaking news. The Patriots have released Marcus Epps, safety. So I have a feeling he'll be back.
Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yes. This one, I mean, you showed it to me yesterday. I just want to show it for the people. These little kids playing football, doing a drill. These little peewee kids.
Oh, this is my nug, my contribution to the VG Nugs.
This kid gets blown up on this.
I
drill.
saw this and I was like, this is so out of line.
It almost makes me not want to have kids play football.
Run with us.
Run.
Oh, you good? Gosh.
You good? The coach says you good.
Oh.
I mean,
Might be a little too young to be doing that kind of
doing
tackling.
that drill. You can't listen. I help coach kids, right? You can't run that drill.
The coach might need a timeout.
No, that's ridiculous. The problem is when they're starting that young and this whole mentality of like you can't run that drill at that age.
Yeah,
it's not right.
Helmet or not, like the head, the neck, they're too soft. You cannot do that.
Brutal. Yesterday, so I didn't know Jim Murray quite well because he was a GM of the Eagles when we were younger, but I know that he restored some glory, got them to the Super Bowl with Dick Vermeil. He passed away yesterday.
He also started the Ronald McDonald
Most importantly, he started the Ronald McDonald
What
House.
an amazing man. And our good friend Rob Ellis, it was his godfather.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so good dude, good general manager, better human being. I guess at Ronald McDonald House, they can house up to like, I don't know.
Oh,
it
it's
feels
amazing
like
what they've
parents,
done.
and you can live there year round.
All across the country. It's a beautiful story how it started it.
They have full-time staff, the cook and everything.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful, beautiful charity and what's been done. And that was Jim Murray's, that was him.
Yep. We can only hope to leave a legacy like that. Someone broke down. Someone got it was Destiny. She covers the Phillies for Philly Nation, I think. She got a still of Sanchez's grip on the changeup. Dude, I don't even know what's going on with his hand here, with his fingers, with this changeup. It's like the pinky and the index finger are super spread out, super wide. And the thumb is cranked on it. Yeah.
Wow, look at that. Yeah.
Like, that is crazy. Doesn't look comfortable at all, but it's a heck of a changeup.
It is. Well, look at his finger on the seam right there.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah, that's great. That's great grip.
Yeah. All right, let's go back in the day.
Let's do it. Back in the day, baby. Fraud was my
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with True Mark. Oh, yeah. I somehow came across an interview with a 12-year-old phenom in baseball, a pitcher at the time.
There's a look at the 12-year-old who will hit in the third hole today for the Rocky Mountain Steel. That's Bryce Harper. He'll be pitching today to start things off. Quite a ball player.
Harper looks like he's 15.
That's a large 12-year-old right there.
So far, what I think I've gathered, he's about 6'1" and somewhere around 170 pounds at 12 years old. Leadoff man Jacob Nath swinging on the first pitch, and there's some heat from Bryce Harper. 77 miles per hour. Got it to 79.
79. He's thrown 79
at 12.
He was 6'1" at 12.
Yeah.
I'm 6'3", and I wasn't even that until probably like 17.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting. Just to
Wow,
learn a little bit about Bryce's
Dude, that's
past.
a great video. That's awesome.
That's pretty wild, right?
Yeah. That's good stuff. All right. That's going to do it for us. Great job, Andrew. Everybody have a great day. We love you. Go Phils. Got to win tonight, man. Please. All right. I don't want to come in tomorrow with angst. Win tonight. All right. Go Phils. We'll see you in the morning.
Need happy cuz.
We all silly like the mayor.